Hello, everyone. Hope you've had a wonderful day. My day has been good. It's just been really long. And so I'm definitely getting on here so that I'm already like laying in bed, but obviously not ready for bed yet. So I still have to do that. But definitely wanted to check in. Didn't check in yesterday. And I said during, our devotional video this morning that I would share about yesterday. So yesterday I literally baked bread from about, what time did I start? Like 9:30 in the morning, and I finally was able to sit down and be done at like 6:30 last night. But then my night didn't really end there because I had goals that I had set for yesterday. So yesterday did not just entail baking bread. I also made a single pear crisp, which turned out really good, and I've never made it before, so that was pretty cool. It was made from scratch. But it also entailed washing all my laundry, and the way that I do my laundry so that I'm not doing laundry every week is I have enough clothing, and I have way more than this, but I have definitely enough clothing that I only have to wash my clothes about once every month and a half. And we're talking, I have enough undergarments and stuff to go that long too. And so I started to get low on everything. And so I was like, okay. And with the weather changing, even though we've had some nice warmer days, we're getting ready to head into colder season. So I decided that yesterday, on top of baking and everything else that I had going on, that why not just go ahead and switch my wardrobe over too, because I live in a very small space. You can kind of see my small closet back there. And my under the bed space is not very large either. And those are the places that I'm able to keep my clothes that are like in season. So I have to switch everything out every season, which honestly, I don't really hate. If I had enough different space that I was living in and I had extra closet space, I'd probably like divide them up and do the same thing. But right now I just put them in tubs and they go out in the garage. And so that was yesterday too. And because I'd been sick last week, I wanted to make sure to wash and change my bedding as well. So that I'm sleeping on clean everything, new everything, not sick, germs. Germ City. I also had a weekly Zoom call at 8:00 last night. Yeah, so needless to say, I overbooked myself a little bit, but it was like, it ended up being so rich of a day in so many ways because I love baking. I love being productive. Like having productive days like that, is very fulfilling. Because I feel like I've actually done something with my life that's been helpful in my life. But then when I got on the 8:00 Zoom call, that was just, and while I was doing all of this yesterday, cause I didn't have kiddos yesterday, which meant that I had a house myself for the most part. My mom and dad popped in and out throughout the day, because of a school thing that happened, and they ended up being off work. I listened to several audiobooks, and several podcasts yesterday. And I also had several really good phone calls yesterday. Cause I just put in my earbud and did that while I was baking, and running up and down the stairs doing laundry and everything. Needless to say, my body hurts today because when I bake bread, I like to stir it by hand. And I've decided that when I do big batches like that, and cause I made like 12 batches of bread, I'm not doing that the next time. We have mixers for a reason. And because my whole, like, across my shoulders and down this arm that I stirred with, I had a really hard time picking up my 1-year-old buddy today because my body just ached, from all the movement and stuff, and, standing up all day and all of that. So anyway, during my, 8:00 phone call, Zoom call, it was just really awesome. It was really encouraging. And then at the end of it, the person that I'm leading this thing with, we just got to talking, and we just kept talking and kept talking. And it was like well past, as you know, the time that I'm supposed to be in bed. But I was also waiting on my laundry for my bedding to get done, because I did my laundry backwards yesterday, and I didn't start with my bedding. I started with my clothes. And so I'm super particular about like my sheets and stuff and what I sleep with. And so I don't like to sleep on other sheets than the ones that I have. So I need to buy a second set, so that when it's time to do my bedding, I can literally just like put clean sheets on, because I have a second pair. I just haven't done it yet. And so at the end of the night, I was waiting for my comforter and stuff to get dry. And so we were on the phone. We were on, well, we technically stayed on Zoom, but we were technically like on a video call. Just, man, revelation after revelation after revelation of the Lord, and just encouraging one another in our walk and in our stand for the promises of God. And so I did not, prepare yourself, okay? I did not fall into bed until 1 a.m. after getting up at 5 a.m. to start my day. So needless to say, it was a really long day. And needless to say, today was a really long day, because I got up at 6 this morning. And I had 3 kiddos instead of 2 kiddos. And there were some fun things that happened while I was over there today, involving the 4-year-old saying that she had to go to the bathroom, and then me, not thinking anything of it. And about 10 minutes later, when I really, because I mean, like, sometimes she's in there for a long period of time and it's not a big deal. Like, hey, are you okay in there? After 10 minutes, I realized I hadn't heard noise from the 2-year-old and the 1-year-old, as well as the dog that will be 1 in a couple days. Everybody was in the bathroom, and she was not going to the restroom. She was using chalk dye to dye her hair, and the 2-year-old was squirting a tube of toothpaste down the sink. The 1-year-old was tearing stuff out of the drawers in there, and then the dog was chewing up the things that had been taken out of the drawer, including, but not limited to, boxes of toothpaste, a tube of hair conditioner. So yeah, so that happened, and then I had everybody sitting so I could clean up all the mess. And as I came back in the living room, I realized that the dog, at some point, had brought in basically a whole strip of dirt from their backyard and hid it in between their couch and, because I'm at my brother's house, hid it in between their couch and their coffee table. So then I had to get the vacuum cleaner out and basically do the whole entire floor. So I was just like, oh man, when it rains, it pours. Okay, cool. So that was like just the beginning. Y'all, that was just the first couple hours of my day. Okay. And the rest of the day, honestly, went off without a hitch. I was just and I did it to myself. I was just tired. I was just tired today. And anytime I sat down, and my body ached. So anytime I sat down, it was like, oh man. And so my day started with the kiddos at 7, and my last kiddo didn't get picked up until 6:15. So that also, was a long day as well. Many hours with kiddos. Again, you single moms out there, or stay-at-home moms that are with your kids, I applaud you. Totally applaud you. Because I know that sometimes you run on even less sleep than that, and you still have to function with more kids than what I had. So thank you, Lord, for the training in this area. I have become more and more and more grateful as a single person who has no kids and is not married yet with those responsibilities. Just how blessed I am to be able to go to bed when I want and wake up when I want, and to actually have those things happen the way that I plan them for the most part. So, I'm trying to think. Yesterday, I'm just thinking. So yesterday yesterday as I was baking, like I tasted pretty much every batch of batter to make sure that it tasted okay. And everything that I made was vegan, so there was like no eggs or whatever raw stuff in the batter. So I was like tasting everything, so I really like didn't get hungry until like 1. And what did I eat? Oh, I did not eat great yesterday, and I really didn't eat great today either. So I had one meal yesterday, basically, besides that, but then I felt like I was like eating all day because I was like taste testing the batter, and then when stuff would come out, I would make sure that it also tasted good, like on the way out as well, because with bread, sometimes it gets dry and things like that, and these loaves of bread were going out to other people. So even though I only ate like one like set meal, I still felt like I was like eating all day long. We had a bunch of leftover stuff in the fridge, and so like there was mac and cheese. The mac and cheese, I finished it. Well, there was another thing, because I think I said whatever day that was, I finished it, but there was one more little thing of it, and so I finished that. I had another corn dog, because again, what I've told you lately about needing that extra protein from vegetarian meat that I'm eating. But then when I went off the rails is we had leftover appetizer stuff like from Arby's, and so I ate like 2 mozzarella sticks and like 4 or 5 jalapeno poppers from their deep fried food. Let's go. And then I think I drank one of my Body Armor drinks. And then I don't think I ate again. And being up all those hours, I definitely like got hungry at like 9:30 or 10 o'clock last night, because last time I had eaten was like at 1. But I was like, I'm not doing that. Because in my mind I was going to bed quickly, because the time passed very quickly when we were on our call. And so in that sense, I was proud of myself, because like I didn't give in to a late night craving. And I think when I was taste testing things, I think I drank like 2 glasses of milk throughout that time. So fast forward to today. This morning, I was hungry at like 7:30, which makes sense given the fact I hadn't eaten since 1 o'clock the day before, besides munching on stuff. And so I had made that pear crisp yesterday. So I had pear crisp with the kids this morning. I had a piece of banana bread, and then I had like a really weird craving, and we had taken them leftover mac and cheese. So I had mac and cheese for breakfast too. Again, whatever. So that's what I had for breakfast. And then for lunch, I normally like make something to take when I have the kiddos. The kiddos go with me to take lunch to my mom at the school, and we eat with her, sitting in the car and stuff. And it's just nice. And normally I am like prepared and I have something, and today I was not. So I went through Arby's and got them chicken, which, semi-healthy. But then what do I eat from there? Like fries, mozzarella sticks. Good job, Danielle. So I had a small fry, and then part of another small fry, and then I had like 4 mozzarella sticks. I'm trying to think if I ate again after that. And then I had one of my Body Armor drinks. Oh, yes. Then I had another weird craving at 3 o'clock, I think it was. And that was the last time I ate. And I wanted cottage cheese. Guys, please don't judge. I wanted cottage cheese. Also, like, I'm having these weird cravings because, like, it's almost my time of the month. And I know that that's what's going on, because I'm, like, craving, like, salty, and I'm surprised I haven't craved chocolate yet, but, like, that also doesn't happen all the time. Cottage cheese, and then I put mozzarella cheese, like, shredded mozzarella cheese inside of it. And then I was like, I really want something else in it. So I put barbecue sauce in it, and it was like exactly what I wanted it to taste like. I don't get it either, but it was exactly what I wanted. I can only imagine my thoughts, like when I have cravings like this and I'm not pregnant, my only thoughts that I have at times are, what the heck is it going to be like when I am pregnant? Like, I am going to be that weird person that wants like pickles with ice cream, and because I already have weird cravings for things. Like, my favorite thing snack wise when I'm having mostly this type of a craving time of the month is, and I'll be honest with you, when I was on the phone last night, I had the craving and I thought about going to the store and getting it. And I was like, no, I'm not doing that. My favorite thing is reduced fat Jif peanut butter with Doritos, like original cheese Doritos. I don't know. I don't even know where that thought process came from or why I tried that the first time, but like that is one of my go-tos. So yeah, not so great. Anyway, and so I ate, I don't know, I'd gotten one of the big containers. So like what those are, like 16 ounces, 24 ounces. And I would say that it was probably still maybe a little under halfway full. And so I finished that, and that satiated it. And then I didn't eat the rest of the day. So not really like substance wise, I didn't eat very great today. But along the lines of like how much I ate today, I didn't really, compared to my binging days when I'm like eating a lot, I didn't eat very much today. Especially not for, I feel like how hungry I am right now. And I really, for the past probably like 2 or 3 hours, I've really been like fighting. I know that we're supposed to like wait for the growl. My stomach's growling right now. I know we're supposed to wait for the growl, but I also know like it is not good for me to eat this close to going to sleep because I don't sleep well. Most of the time my body does not do the digestion part of things very well when I eat so close to going to bed. And I am like, I don't want to diagnose myself with things, but like the symptoms of like GERD and things like that, like acid reflux and things like that, if I eat too late, it mimics that. And then I'm up coughing. It's just horrible. So I'm just like, I've been guzzling water for the past couple of hours because I'm like, no, I'm not doing it because I really want to lay down and go to bed on time because I have a really full weekend. That starts tomorrow and runs all the way through the end of Sunday. So yeah, that is the check-in. Oh, and then I forgot to tell you guys because I did not do my vlog last night. I did do my weekly weight check-in, and I can't remember what I was last week. I just know that it was like way more than it was the week before. And I'd had a really horrible binging week that week from being sick and just having no self-control. This week I was back down to like I don't want to misquote myself, but I'm almost positive it's like 151.151. Boy, am I speaking prophetically? Because that would be great. 251.6, I think is what it said. So I was back down those 5 or 6 pounds, which was exciting, but at the same time, like, I know we're not supposed to go to my numbers on the thing, and I'm still feeling kind of sluggish and kind of bloaty and whatever, and I don't like feeling that way. So I know that I need to do better about eating more fresh foods versus processed. Because I do, man, when I have salad and things like that, I feel so much cleaner on the inside. I don't even know if that's like possible to like feel that way, but that's how I feel. And I know that that's going to come from me doing better with like meal planning and stuff like that. Because right now I'm just thinking about like the stuff I have in the fridge. I have so much clean stuff in the fridge right now. Like I have 2 things of salad in there, that I haven't opened yet. I have a bunch of mangoes in there. I have a bunch of avocados. I have a bunch of tomatoes in there that I haven't really gotten into, along with all of the other I think I have one more pomegranate juice left in there. I have, like my kiwis that I have. I've been waiting for stuff to get ripe too, is the other thing. My thing of kiwis is ripe in there. I have a bunch of apples in there. Yeah. So like, it's not just, I know that it's not just about the quantity of food, but it's the quality of food that we eat too. And so I know that that's like, I feel like the next step in the self-control thing too is not leaning, like, because the other thing too is I've realized that when I'm getting ready to go into my monthly time, if I eat like crap, I feel like crap on my monthly. If I eat better, like if I'm eating cleaner, the couple of days before it actually starts, even when I'm in the midst of it, I don't feel as gross. Like I don't feel as bad. And so it's like knowing your body, like learning your body, learning your patterns, like learning what works and what doesn't work. I'm still on that journey. And, man, I just feel like we're just in this time and season in life where, again, I know I keep saying it, but I'm also like, I'm saying it so I'm hearing myself say it too. It's not just like saying it and preaching it to you guys. I'm preaching it to myself. Like, time to get serious. Like, it's really time to get serious, because if we want to be able to walk fully into the promises of God, like, obedience is better than sacrifice. And right now, the sacrifice of me, like, going on binges and eating my feeling, like, all of those things, like, it's time to sacrifice those things and obey what the Lord is telling me to do above all that. Just being real. And I feel like it's like that in all of the areas of different things. Like, was the conversation amazing last night? Yes. But did I sacrifice sleep to have it? Yes. Could I potentially have had it with him, with my friends today, or even like tomorrow when I have some drive times and different things? Yes, absolutely. So it's learning those boundaries as well. That when God's already spoken to you something about something, and then there's something spontaneous that comes up in the midst of that, like, go back to what God said to you originally. And again, I'm speaking to myself, okay? As I'm watching the clock and I'm going, okay, like, I really want to lay down and be asleep. I'm a person that hits the bed and I'm like asleep within 5 to 10 minutes because I'm tired. Typically. Now I'm going to say that tonight, and no, I'm not going to speak that, because that's speaking death over myself, and I don't want to do that. It's going to happen the same for me tonight. It's going to be great. I'm going to lay down. Because I am exhausted. It's been a long day. I'm going to fall asleep quickly, and it's going to be amazing. I want to do what the Lord has shown me is because everybody's different. Like, just because I'm going to bed at 9 p.m. and waking up at 5 a.m. and I'm speaking that forth, like it is going to happen tonight that way, that I'm going to wake up refreshed, renewed. Well, that's because the Lord told me that. And that's what works with my body, my circadian rhythm, like all of these different things. It might not look that way for you. You might not need 8 hours of sleep. I know that they suggest that, but like, those are also men that are suggesting that. You need to listen to the Lord. And if the Lord is telling you that, like, you are good on 6 hours of sleep, these are just the hours you need to be asleep for them to be the most beneficial for you, then listen to him and watch what will happen. So right now, this is just, and because again, we go through different seasons in our lives. Like, I know it's probably going to look a lot different when I'm married and have children. But right now in life, like, this is the plan that God has for me. And this is what I need to follow, what he's saying now. So like, listen to the Lord, ask him those questions. Stop looking in all the self-help books and in all of that stuff. Like, sit down with him and just say, God, okay, my ideal day, when does it start? My ideal day, when does it end? What is it that you want me to start my day with? I'm being like, I know that this sounds so elementary and so basic, but we got to get back to the basics so that we're able to flourish beyond the basics, right? So in saying all that and speaking to myself and preaching to the choir, basically, I am going to get off of here. Love checking in with all of you. I'll be back in the morning for our daily devotional. Thank you so much for going on this journey with me and going on the journey with Jesus. All of you are incredible and awesome. And if you have a prayer request or need encouragement in any way, please feel free. Like, do not hesitate to leave a comment down below, or you can even send a private message to the page and I will respond back to you. But we're all in this together, like literally. That's kind of funny. High School Musical just popped in my head, but it's true. We literally are all in this together, and no man is an island. And I know that that's not a scripture per se, but it literally is a doctrine from scripture. It is a theological truth from scripture that we are not meant to do life alone. So, doing life with you guys. I'm here for you guys. Thank you so much for being here for me. I love